Julio, or perhaps Julio in Miami.
Hello, Julio, can you hear us?
Are you there? Somebody in Florida. Nope.
Uh-oh. Wait, no.
No, that
what's
was
like
else
going once, going twice?
Hello?
Julio,
Yeah,
there you are.
Hey.
Hey, that's me.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I just want to say, great work you guys do.
Thanks.
I had a question for you guys. Like, I'm a new atheist, and like I don't have that much experience, and the thing is that, like, it worries me, the fact of, like, losing my essence when dying, you know, and I think that's a question that, like, everyone has, you know, and I want to know what you guys think about that, basically.
Okay, well, first of all, not everyone has that problem, and not everyone has that fear, but it is a common fear that is expressed. So you're not alone. I think it's very difficult, like we were talking to somebody recently, it can be hard sometimes to reason someone out of an emotional response, and it can be, you know, just because you sometimes see the reason involved doesn't mean that you necessarily can internalize that and change how you feel. So if you're afraid of death, you're afraid of not existing, there are all these perspectives on that talk about, for example, how you didn't exist for all the time that was before you did exist, and it really didn't hurt you, did it? Like, it wasn't a problem for you, correct?
Exactly.
And so one day you won't be here, and you'll be, again, just non-existent like you were before, and it won't be a problem for you any more than it was before you existed, right?
Well, yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to look at it. It doesn't mean it makes your fear just disappear.
Right.
But
I mean, I don't like to blow this question off entirely, because I think it's reasonable to be afraid of death. I mean, first of all, if you didn't
afraid of
have...
dying, afraid of not existing is kind of weird, because not existing isn't going to be a bad state.
You know, but I mean, you know, I'm sad when somebody I know dies.
Well, that's because you're left. You're missing the person.
But I mean, there are also people I care about who will also be sad when I die.
Sure. But you'll be dead and you won't know, and so it won't bother you. Being dead is not the problem. It's dying that freaks people out.
And also, you know, if we weren't afraid of dying, then, you know, we wouldn't be careful about it.
No.
You know? So what?
Well, I think that the fear, you know, it's basically, you know, is that what they have taught us, you know, from all the time, you know, that it's like that experience that you're gonna have, like, oh my God, how can I explain this?
Julio, what religion were you raised in? What sect of Christianity were you raised in?
I'm Catholic. I'm from Venezuela, so it's like that dark Catholic type, you know.
Yeah, they instill a real fear of death, because after death, lots of horrible, horrible things can happen to you. You know, I mean, death, and Christianity itself, even when it's in its best situation, the idea of death is always a punishment, right? I mean, death was the punishment meted down to Adam for his disobedience to God. It would cause the entire fall of man, and our penalty was that we could no longer have access to eternal life through the tree of life, right? I mean, God took away that capacity to live forever and said one day you will die, and so it's a curse on humanity. They really play it up in Christianity, and I mean, it's not that I don't disagree with Russell that a healthy respect for your life is a good thing, but an inflated, you know, paranoid fear of death is not a good thing, and that's exactly what the church plays up, because they are selling you eternal life, right? So death has to really suck, and you have to really need that, you know, what they're selling.
Sorry. It's something that it's basically, you know, eating me alive right now, because, like, it's not letting me, like, live like before, because when I was, you know, when I was a religious person, you know, it didn't bother me, because I always said, like, okay, if I die, I'm going to go to heaven or hell, whatever, but I was going to go somewhere else, and my essence will be there, no matter what.
Right.
But right now that I know the truth, you know, it kind of bothers me, and that's what I'm trying to, you know, learn not to bother me.
Well, here's what I think. I mean, you know, being concerned about death and not knowing what it really means in the grand scheme of things is one of the deepest and most pervasive philosophical issues that human beings have had to deal with forever. Because I mean, one of the things about being human is we're aware of stuff. We can draw patterns. You know, we can see that everybody dies and we're going to die, and that's something that animals, you know, with smaller brains generally aren't conscious of. Religion sells very well because they claim to have come up with an answer for this difficult problem. And it's a very simple answer. It's, oh, don't worry about death. It's not real. You're never going to die. You're going to live forever, and you're going to be happy in your living forever as long as you do what we say. So I mean, there's no reason to believe that, and so having discarded religion, you're just back at square one with the difficulty of death. And the way I look at it is that living is a very pleasant experience. It's full of opportunities to do a lot of great things, like, you know, enjoy delicious meals and play games and have conversations with friends and eat and drink and have sex and have all kinds of meaningful encounters and alleviate poverty and hunger and do things that benefit other people. Eventually you die and you don't get to do that stuff anymore, but that doesn't negate the fact that the things you did were enjoyable and made you feel good things about being alive while you had the chance. So yeah, I would say
that's where the fear actually comes from, because you see, it's all that things that you're not going to be able to do anymore. That's where my actual fear, you know, it comes from.
Yeah, but you won't be aware of that, so you won't be sitting around regretting it.
Right.
But what I would like to say is, have you ever gone and had like a really nice time, like gone to a concert or gone to a dinner or something where you were just like, wow, that's going to be such a fun time, right? You've had that experience?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and you go and you have a great time, right?
Yeah.
And then after it's done, is it disappointing, or are you just like, wow, that was a great time? And then you go the next day and you post it on Facebook and say, I went to that concert, or I went to that dinner, and man, that was amazing. That was so fantastic. And the fact that it's done, it doesn't make it any less fantastic, does it?
Yeah, but the thing is that you want to do it again and again and again.
Well, what if you couldn't? Like there are some people, for example, that went to see Christopher Hitchens speak when he was like, you know, on the last leg of his tours. And those people wanted to see him, and they went and saw him speak. And I think for them, knowing that they would never get another chance made it imperative for some of them to go and see him.
It makes it great, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I don't enjoy life as it is, because now that I know the actual truth, I know that how much I need to enjoy it, and every day make it count.
Absolutely.
So yeah, enjoy the hell out of it.
And also I want to plug Chris Johnson, C-H-R-I-S Johnson, who has a series on YouTube. He's doing a project called A Better Life, and it might be relevant to your question, Julio. It's a series of videos that you can go and see that on YouTube that will be atheists talking about what gives their lives meaning and why they're happy in life. It doesn't exactly necessarily deal with the fear of death, but it might give you an idea of how to put the life that you have into perspective. I'm glad that you're enjoying it, but maybe hearing how some other atheists give their life meaning in the knowledge that they will die and that it is finite, or that they believe that it is finite, would be helpful to you.
Hey,
sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just out of time. Just remember what all the kids on Twitter are saying now, YOLO, or as Jack Black says, I'm fairly certain that YOLO means carpe diem for stupid people.
I don't even know what it means. I'm so out of that.
It's an acronym for you only live once.
Ah. Okay.
It is true, but it's just something that
Christians
stupid people say when they're going to do something stupid. So, well, I'm really glad that I talked to you guys.
Thank you for
it
calling.
really takes a shoulder off.
Yeah,
weight off my shoulders.
Enjoy your day and your life.
And guys, keep doing what you guys do. It's awesome.
We will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Right,